I've been seeing it all over TikTok, and it's time to address it. Who benefits from marriage more, men or women? I'm finna go ahead and tell you my thoughts and my opinion. Feel free to put yours down in the comments below. Now, see, growing up and due to the stuff we see on social media, we're programmed and we're being told that women benefits more from marriage, specifically because women just run and take the man money after the divorce. So let me break this down. Women don't benefit nothing out of a marriage. It's a difference between a marriage and a divorce, even though the two correlate, but it's a difference between benefiting from a marriage and benefiting from a divorce. Women don't benefit from marriage. Women benefit from divorce. It's a difference. Men benefit from marriage while women benefit from divorce. Women don't get the money until after the divorce. So that just proves my point that women don't benefit nothing out of a marriage. They just benefit something out of a divorce. That's it. But the real question is, how do men benefit from marriage? Well, for one, once the woman is married, of course, if she has a job, she's going to quit her job because she's not going to want to be a stay-at-home mom if she has kids. And now the man no longer has to clean up. He no longer has to cook. He no longer has to do his own laundry. He no longer even have to watch the kids. He no longer even have to plan in his schedule. He no longer even have to sweep the floor. He no longer even have to bathe the kids. He no longer have to do anything because that's what his maid, his cook, and all the other stuff is for. Women are literally being told that they can't or not supposed to deny their husband sex simply because he's their husband. First of all, a woman's body is her body and a man's body is her body. A woman don't have to say yes to a man every time. Women are not a sex slave. Well, that's what men think women are in a marriage, apparently, which is why they don't want you telling them no. Typically, marriage is just a man-made thing anyway. A lot of people think marriage is God's design. Marriage is not God's design. Marriage is men's design simply to have ownership over women. Marriage is just a man-made contract, which is between a man and a woman's father to exchange over his property. It's just simply to buy the woman. And once the woman get into marriage, she is not allowed to withhold the sex. Ask an Iranian woman who over there struggling right now under the law. Under the law, she is a man's property and cannot tell him no during sex. So for any woman who chooses to be a man's property or don't mind being a man's property, go over there to Iran. Go over there to Iran and all them other countries where women are actually men's property under law and see how long you can stay over there and survive. Being a man's property is not you being in the house and him taking care of everything. Being a man's property is what an Iranian woman is going through. Literally, men live longer in marriages because women take care of their every freaking need while putting hers last. Some woman told me after her grandmother died, her grandfather couldn't even warm up a hot pot or even boil some noodles because the grandmother took care of his every need. Men realize jump into another marriage after getting a divorce because men can't take care of themselves. Women most likely to never get married again because they feel like a slave and it was the
With all due respect, I think you are missing the point. I don't think you truly understand what marriage is supposed to be, right? It's supposed to be two people coming together as one, you know, building a legacy, a family. This is not a business arrangement. This is not transactional in theory, okay? We all know that it's a legal and binding contract that usually punishes the man when it, it dissolves. When there's the dissolution of the marriage, and we know that the majority of women file for divorce, and some women have taken divorce down to a money-making Ponzi scheme. Marrying and divorcing multiple men to acquire their assets and build their portfolio. All right, there's no doubt about it. There's no checks and balances in our society to abate this kind of behavior. And in our ethnic community, there's been so much interference from the minority majority that everything's just, the devil's in the details. You're talking about all this shit, about how once you get married, the woman has to quit her job and become a slave to the man, a maid, and take care of everything. And, I've been down that road before, okay? I want to tell you that when you get married, everything changes, all right? And unfortunately, it changes for the worse a lot of times, all right? That sex tapers off. You become more like roommates or siblings, and then actual married people that are supposed to be doing something together. And instead of coming closer together, you gravitate away from each other into your little cliques and friend groups and whatnot. This is the devil's lost in the details. Your children suffer as well, right? From not having that united front, from not having a foundation in the house. You know, our women, a good majority of our women believe everything is transactional, even down to their behavior. So why would someone want to enter into a false, agreement, a scam? It's just a scam. That's what I think marriage is. I don't think marriage benefits men in any way. It does benefit women in that they get free housing and board and shit for a lot. If the most demanding of women and shit. A lot of you don't measure up, so you have to bring finances to the table and shit. And it shouldn't be an issue. If the guy's got his little pile of money and you got your little pile of money, you're supposed to put that together and build generational wealth, no matter what the situation is. You're supposed to have loyalty to one another. That's what's missing in our community. There's no checks and balances on, even on an emotional level. So everybody's got free reign to be out of pocket and going 5 different directions. And it's a shame when you need to be corrected on so many levels. You need some help. You need some decent education and whatnot. You could start by using your phone and turning off the social media. You can go read Webster's dictionary and a thesaurus and shit, and learn some stuff. You can go to Wikipedia and read general information. Okay, all right, that's a start. You're not marriage material. Everything you said is a red flag to anybody with any kind of value, what you would consider value economically speaking. You know, looks trump economics to a lot of you. Looks and shit. That's why you find yourself in these shitty ass relationships. Paying for everything for your, bad boy, your Pookie, your Chad, your Tyrone. You know, these guys have, the less than stellar, gentlemen, who have a look and, some attributes that you find appealing. You put up with that shit, okay? It's this inverse of men putting up with women because of their appearance and their misandric bullshit, okay? It's give and take, okay? I can be fair about that. I just want to say that, I think you need to reassess, okay? I think you need to go figure out what marriage is, okay? You need to talk to someone. Actually, maybe you can talk to, a counselor of some type. Or maybe you can consult, like I said before, you can get on your little phone, you can turn off your TikTok and, your other shits, that you plaster all your bullshit over. Maybe you might want to put on a shirt and a bra, and that would help. I'm not going to say anything about the bonnet. You're smart enough to use this really bad filter that does nothing for you in the visual. You can do all that shit, but you can't go look up a definition of marriage and see what it's supposed to be. Right? Everything's transactional. Nothing benefits the man in a relationship, okay? You know how you guys waste your prime years fucking around and riding that cock carousel and making bad choices and shit, and then later on you want somebody to come in and clean up your mess and, coddle you and give you a free happy ending you don't deserve in any respect. Alright? You're always talking about that table or shit. When I say there is no fucking table, as long as you have that mindset, and you're a fucking loser. And you're non-select. You're only good enough for a pump and dump. That's why you're sitting up there with a tank top on showing your giant floppy breasts. Okay? Alright? Don't mistake this for any kind of salacious feelings on my part because I noted that. Don't bring that up. Well, I'm kind of curious. If you don't want to do anything in the construct of a marriage, why get married? If you don't want to sleep with the guy, you don't love the guy, you don't want to have his children, you don't want to take care of anything in the house other than your own personal needs, your belongings, and the things you value. what he values, what he wants out of life and out of this relation, out of a metaphorical relationship, mean nothing to you other than what you can get out of it, why be married? Marriage only benefits women. All right, it only benefits women. I don't know any guy that got into a marriage and was still smiling and shit like after 5 years or so. It's very rare. Very extremely rare. Like a Hope Diamond and shit in our ethnic community. I don't know what to tell you. You should never get married. You are not marriage material. From what I'm seeing, you're a low level pump and dump. You're like a last call woman. Okay, if even that. I apologize. Made a mistake using calling you a woman. I should have just called you a female. We have to call you females because you lack the qualifications to be known under the nomenclature of a woman and shit in this today's Orwellian society and shit, where you get to sit up and say all these egregious things and look like an idiot. I don't know what region of the country you come from, but I do hear an accent. And I want you to take some time out and learn a new word every day. All right? I'm not taking a shot at your intelligence because it's non-existent. All right? You don't want to do anything in any kind of structured relationship. Yet you have like an opinion about it. Something you should never experience. All right? I hope you don't have children. They're not going to learn anything from you. You're just going to spread your ignorance a couple of generations over, and we really don't need that at the vernal equinox of our community and shit. Our ethnic community is almost at extinction and shit. Whether you choose to believe it or not, you're very petty. You don't deserve to be in a relationship with anyone, man or woman, or whatever you want to refer to as a third sex. You don't deserve any of those you know classifications. Okay, you don't deserve to be with any of those people. And any self-respecting man should take this as a life lesson and use discernment when you're hooking up with these women. Make sure if you are engaging in sexual intercourse with these women that you wear more than one condom. Okay, wear more than one condom and use extra, birth control methods like spermicide and everything like that. Dare I say, even purchase for her a sponge, contraceptive sponge. I hate to get, down and dirty like that, but I want, young black men not to put themselves in a situation. This woman is an insurance liability. Okay, your future is in jeopardy if you make one mistake with her. And when I say that, I do mean impregnating her. You know, you cannot trust her to be responsible with her body. All right, you cannot trust her decision-making process. You've heard what she thinks about marriage. All right, she views it as some kind of bondage or oppression and whatnot. When it's nothing of the sort. True marriage is two people who love each other. They represent halves. They're like the yin and the yang. They come together to form a whole. And from that grows the tree, okay? It's part of like the mythology of the tree of life. You gotta look deep, okay? See the forest for the trees. It's more than just the tree. It's two people coming together like seedlings and they build generational wealth and their children go on and shit and carry both legacies of that man and that woman into the future and whatnot. And you prepare your children. You love your children. You love each other. You take care of each other as if that other person is a detached body part of yours and whatnot. You make sure that they're healthy and they make sure they take care of you. You love each other. Love. Women always talking about emotional. They say women are ruled by their emotions. Right? The more I hear these little dissertations by these females, I beg to differ. This is a shame, but I want to put it out there. Please, young kings, please use your discernment. She is not a special case here. Okay, there are a lot of misinformed females out there that think just like she does.
This message has been paid for by the Dusties. Yes, the niggas you love to hate.
Bitch, don't kill my vibe. Bitch, don't kill my vibe.